My name's Dan Wynn. I'm a Marine Corps veteran and currently I'm a professional firefighter. I joined the Marine Corps in 2001 and I separated in 2006. I worked on helicopters, CH-53Ds, stationed out of Hawaii and Japan. And I grew up here in Portland, and after the Marine Corps I came back, my hometown, started my life back here. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I know for a lot of Marines, a lot of veterans in general, the transition back to the civilian world can be really difficult. I know for me, coming from a world where you've got your entire life, your purpose figured out, your value figured out, you're in this world where you know exactly what you need to be doing, and then coming out into the civilian world where you're kind of just unleashed, it kind of leaves you a little bit lost, a little bit confused, and I definitely was in kind of a weird place when I got out of the Marine Corps. Just coming back to this world where I wasn't familiar with, and a lot of people weren't familiar with what I had been doing, didn't quite understand what I'd been through, they didn't really know how to interact with me, and I kind of didn't really know how to interact with this world that I had left behind. So I struggled for a little bit with that transition, and I know it wasn't just me. I talked to a lot of my other Marine Corps veterans, and they struggled in similar manners, and it was a hard time for a lot of us. I think that transition period from the military life into the civilian world is one of the most difficult transitional periods for a lot of people, and there honestly isn't a lot of support for veterans at that point. They're unleashed in the world and not really given a lot of the tools to kind of transition back. So I definitely struggled a lot with going through that. In the background, when I was struggling through this transition period, there was always fly fishing and the outdoors. That was always kind of a relief for me, an escape. People call it relief therapy and escape. I just know that being outdoors, fly fishing, made me happy. When Chad talked about this lodge idea, like I said, it resonated with an idea that I had been kind of playing around with in my head. I had been thinking a lot about veterans and PTSD and, how I could help other veterans who might not be as fortunate as I was or I am. And I had kind of tossed around or tried to figure out in my head what type of practices, what type of techniques could be used to help veterans heal. And the idea of the lodge actually popped into my head with myself. Something where they could be outdoors, working with their hands, where their work and their involvement has a direct impact on something that they can see. I think a lot of the struggles with veterans today, or just people in general in the modern world, or they work jobs, or they don't actually have a chance to work directly with their end product. You go to work, you work in this hamster wheel, and you don't actually get to see the things that you produce. The idea of the lodge, these veterans and youth get to go out there. The veterans get to have a safe place where they can go away from the modern world, enjoy the natural world, and be exposed to that environment. When at the same time, the veterans get to feel useful, get to apply the skills that they learned, being able to work around youth, being able to use those skills again in a positive manner to mentor the youth, and hopefully transfer some of those skills to the next generation. Can really give veterans a sense of value and purpose again.